say I've been getting tatted. They say they like my ink, yeah. I say that I'm flattered. They ask me where I've been, I say I've been getting tatted. On a regular, decorations on my body, I can't get enough.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to change the oil on E46, which is with the M54 engine. This product I'm going to be using in the engine before we change the oil is going to be the Forte Advanced Motor Flush. Now, a lot of guys don't know what this is. You guys have been seeing me do a lot of products regarding Forte treatments. I'm going to be showing you how to use this one, which is the motor flush, and this is really good. Now, I've used this many times in my M52 engine, and as many of you guys know, the M52 engine gets really bunged up with a lot of sludge and build up during the cold weather. This stuff really does work. It's got an agent in it, it breaks it all down, actually really cleans the engine out really well. We're going to be using it in E46, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And then what we're going to do is let the car run, let it heat up, and then we're going to be draining the oil. So let's go ahead and get it going. Okay guys, as you all know, this is the M54 engine, and today we're just going to be going over changing all the oil because it's long overdue. It's done nearly 6,000 miles, so the oil has to be changed. I'm going to be using the same oil as I used on my M52, which will be in the description below, and it'll also be linked if you want to use this oil. I'm finding it actually really good, and it's doing well for the E60 on the M52 engine, so we're going to be using it on this car. We're also going to be pouring this in, which is the Advanced Formula Motor Flush by Forte. I'm going to pour it straight into the engine, then we're going to start the car up and let it warm up. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. So I'm just going to sit you down, and then we're going to crack on and get rolling. So guys, first thing you're going to want to do is just remove the obviously edge out of the cap. And as you can see on this cap, it's got a lot of sludge build up. So this is what you're going to use the Formula 4 is to clear all this out. Now this formula, as you'll probably see right there on the bottle, I'll just tip it so you can see, cleans engines internally and provides anti-wear protection, neutralizes crankcase acids, removes lacquer, varnish, sludge and invisible deposits from the crankcase, free sticking, variable valve timing systems, hydraulic valve lifters and piston rings, stabilizes cylinder compression, restoring lost engine power, cleans oil ways, ensuring the oil flow to critical moving parts, compatible with engine oils which are formulated to meet API, keeps new oil cleaner for longer. So this is what we're going to go ahead and be doing, guys. We're just going to pour this straight into the engine, as you'll see right here, and it's green fluid, which you just want to pour straight in, as you'll see, like that. Now I did just start the car up to move it here, so that's why it's smoking a bit, but we're going to be starting up and letting it run. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just start the car up and let it run. So as you'll see here, guys, I don't know if you can hear me very clear, the engine's now running. We're letting the car run so you can get up to temperature before I then decide to drain the oil, because obviously we want to let it completely clear the engine, let it flush the engine, let it work itself around and clear everything. Now this Advanced Motor Flush really helps clean the engine, and it also has got a chemical in it to break down any kind of sludge, which I know a lot of guys in the US end up getting on their engine from cold weather, from the CCV, as you guys know on the M52. It's common, but this really does the trick. And like I say, I've used it on my M52 engine a lot and it works. Now it's just warming up. We're going to let the cycle keep going and going. I just wanted to break down. Obviously, you don't know if this car's ever been used. It ticks very quietly. The engine runs very smoothly, but you know, you can never be sure. It's probably been used in this life because, as I said, this car's been really looked after. But you know, I'm going to take no chances. We'll put this in, and like I say, it is the Advanced Formula Motor Flush Forte one. It will be in the links below, and it does work a treat. So as you can see, we're still letting the car get up to temperature. It hasn't got there yet. We want it to get fully up to temperature for when the thermostat opens, so the engine's nice and hot, the oil's fully broken down. The reason I'm doing this, so when the oil comes out, you want it to be nice and thin, so it's not thick, so it all comes out together, so you completely get it all out of the pan before you put the new oil in. As you guys will know, the oil filter sits right here, which we're going to be changing as well. We're going to be changing the oil filter, but we're just letting the engine come up to temperature to clean the full engine with the Advanced Motor Flush, so we can get this engine absolutely perfect and obviously maintained perfectly. So it cleans all the sludge out and cleans the whole system out inside the internals of the car as well. Because as you saw, it cleans all the piston rings, it helps with hydraulic lifters and variable valve timing, which this engine's got. So it's very good product to use to actually help this engine. Okay guys, so as you'll see here, I've now turned the engine off. The engine's nice and hot. As you'll probably see all there with all the smoke coming out of it, so it's nice and hot. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to pull the dipstick out like that, and we're going to put that up there. Now the reason for this is because we're going to be using this little system, which is a oil pump extractor. Now I've had a lot of good feedback from this when I last used it on the video. A lot of people went and bought this. As you guys see here, it's got like a Thin tube, they go straight through the dipstick and it saves you on drawing it from the sump. Now my best advice to do this is to make sure the engine's hot before you use it, so it breaks down the oil, makes it nice and thin, so it'll pull it all through. And what will happen is all the oil will get caught in here, saves you having to undo the sump plug, which I don't see the point when you've got a dipstick and you've got this system. This is a better system to just drain it, and this also works for brake fluid. If you need to drain the coolant, you can use this for a lot of things. You don't have to use it just for the oil. I use it a lot of the time just for oil though, because the rest of things I don't usually drain. If I drain them, I just drain them normally into the bucket. This will be in the description if you do want to go and buy it, and I will have the link there so you guys can go and purchase it yourself, because it is a really, really good system. I've had it for a long time and I use it all the time, especially on the M54 engines. So what we're going to go ahead and do with it is we're just going to push that, as you see, straight into the hole right there, and you'll feel it when it hits the bottom of the sump, and that's what you want to feel for. As soon as it hits the bottom of the sump, that's where you leave it. Now I've hit the bottom of the sump, and then what you're going to want to do is going to want to pump it up, and as you see right there, all the oil is coming through the tube, which you'll see right there. And what you want to do is just pull the straw, and as you can hear, it's sucking. So then that's what you do. Then what should happen is the amount of more pressure you give it should build up inside the sump, and you should be able to drain the whole oil out. So then as you're seeing there now, it's all sucking, and you'll see all the oil coming along into the extraction line and dropping all into the sump right here, which is, as you can hear, it's all being pulled from the sump. Now a lot of people don't agree with the way I do this and don't agree by doing this. They agree to do it by the sump, but I've already done this car. I know there's no problems with it internally. A lot of people say you should drain it from the sump because you want to be able to check this, that, the other, if there's any kind of things inside it, but I know that ain't the case for this engine. That's why we have a thing MOT here. If this car had any kind of problem, it would fail its emissions, because you know anything internal runs for emissions. So if it failed, it'd be something internal, but it passes. So therefore, you know the engine's internally and mechanically good, so I don't have to worry about that. Even in a lot of garages here, they use this, because what's the point if you ain't got ramp space, or there's all cars on the ramps and you want an oil change when most people go into a garage? Do it this way. What's the point? Providing you've got a straight dipstick. If you've got a bent one, this will not work. You need to have a straight dipstick. Now what will happen is this will drain every single litre of oil out of this car from the sump itself. So that's what it's doing right now, as you'll see. And you can also hear it dropping into there. And what will happen, it will probably come up to about here once it's full. So we are just waiting for this to finish. It does take a lot of time. I want to make sure I get every bit of oil out, and that's why we've just got to keep pumping out the system and keep making it drain the whole oil. I just want to say, guys, everything I'm going to be using to do this car during the service will be in the description below and in the comments below. So if you need the socket, or you need the ratchet, or you need the extractor, because the last time I pinned this extractor up, it sold out so fast to the point my link ended up expiring. So I will link it again. And yes, this can be used if you've got a dipstick on your car, providing it isn't curved. But sometimes even if it's curved, you can still extract the oil. I did it on the Mini with this as well with no issues. Okay guys, so as you can hear there, this is just finished up. And this is the noise it will make once it's finished draining the whole sump. This will be the noise it's going to end up making once this extractor is finished pulling all the oil. And I can tell you now it has pulled all the oil. So I'm just going to release all the air. With this button right here, you just press it to release all the air. Now, if we take this cap off. Now, I don't know if you can see in there, guys, but look how much oil is drained. It's drained the exact amount, and when we pour that into the oil containers, we will then see how much has actually come out, which the whole lot has come out of the car, which is a good thing, and we'll see if it actually come back as 6 litres and it hasn't been burned in the oil. So let's get the oil filter off now. So guys, here is the oil filter, as many of you guys already know. This is the same for the M57. Now, I'm using a 36mm socket, as you'll see, and I'll link this in the description. As when I got my diesel, I had to end up buying one of these. On the M57, it uses the same kind of oil filter housing, same size. Now, all you're going to want to do is just crack it open and crack it loose, then just start turning it off. Now, once it's done, and obviously, I'll just show you right here. Many people already know from who used to watch me from before. What I'm using here are retractable ratchets that come out like that. They're US Pro ones. They're not cheap, but they're not overpriced either, and they're really, really good. And extendable ratchets are always good to have, especially when doing jobs like this. If you have to get into hard places, they also got swivel heads on them. So for me, it makes the job ideal. Now what you're going to want to do is, after you get that off, is just take the oil filter up. As you'll see, it is quite full of oil, so we'll just let that drip. And what you're going to want to do is just move it into tissue like that. Now this oil filter isn't really in bad shape. I wouldn't expect it to be in bad shape anyway. As you'll see, it's still quite looked after and still in good condition, considering, you know, I changed it over 6,000 miles ago. My one on my M52 was worse than that. So as you guys will see here, this is the same thing as the M52. This is the Vanos Oil Separator. Without that, if this is missing on your car, do not think of reusing it, because this does fail. And as you see here, it does come out, so be very, very careful with that it is on there and it ain't missing, because if it is off, your Vanos will not be able to separate the oil properly, and what it will do is send too much oil to the Vanos system and another Vanos code. So make sure this is there if you are missing it, and just replace it, because this is a crucial part. I probably think it won't be missing though, because otherwise the oil filter, this usually goes over, as you see here. It will circle on top of here as it goes on, so it stays separate from this part itself. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put a new oil filter on, which I'm going to get out right now. We're going to put a new oil filter on. So here's a new oil filter, guys. As you guys probably would have seen, this is a MAN one that I'm using. As you see there, MAN filter. So we're just going to slide this straight on to here like this. It goes straight on there. Now what we're going to do, as I always show you, I always change the seal on the oil filter just for peace of mind when it seals back up, so I know it's a new one. I don't like reusing the old one, so we're just going to take that off here. Going to take this off from around the oil filter right here, and as you see, that's what I mean, the seal that goes around the cap. We'll put the other one on, which is new. You won't need to stretch this, guys, so be careful. Now this is why as well a lot of people don't like changing it, because you have to, it just makes the thing long, so a lot of garages won't change it. So that's why it's always better to do this filter yourself. Now what we'll do right here, we'll just slot this back on, as you've seen there, and as you see, just retighten it back down. So it can get a bit oily, so just clean it up, clean up wherever the oil is, just make a clean up of it before we retighten it back down. But apart from that, that's that done. Now what you're going to want to do is get your socket again and just retighten it back up. Now what I like to do is bring this out, so I can then just tighten it up with nothing in the way. Now this is why I like, as I said, retractable. As you see in there, just tighten it straight up, and now that's tight. So that's the oil filter done. So guys, now what we're going to do is move on to the oil. So let's go on to the oil side and change the oil over. So guys, just to show you, that's the MAN filter as well. Just so you know, it was a MAN filter I used. As you see here, that's the part number if you do need to use it. But you see it's a BMW part MAN filter that I used. So now what we're going to do is just top up the oil. Okay guys, so we're going to take off the oil cap, as you see there. Now, as you guys know, I like to use a funnel. So the oil we're going to be using as well is the mobile. Put the first litre in. So I'm just going to pour that straight in, as you see there. Let it go down. As you'll see guys, the 5 litre one. So now what we're going to do is top up that as well, which is what we're doing. And then we'll stop and check the oil. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stop there, and I'm going to just check the oil level. So as you'll see there guys, it's showing as full. What will happen is when you top up a car engine oil, is this can vary when you first start the car. This can go up and down, but as you're seeing there, the oil is now spotless, which is on the tissue. And I'm just going to make sure it is full, because I don't want to overfill the engine if it's already full. Usually these take 6 litres, but who knows. So we'll let the oil sit, which is still coming up to the normal mark. So we'll top it up a bit more, because it's not got the full mark just yet. So we want to top this back up. So that'll be that done on the oil. So guys, now we're just going to put the cap back on. And now we're going to just take the oil dipstick out and just check it. So now it's clear of oil, so what we're going to do is just dip it in, pull it out, and then check the oil. So as you see there, it's now on the full. So what we're going to do is now we're just going to start up the car and let it run to let the oil get around the engine, because it might go down when you leave it cold. You have to leave it overnight, then recheck it to make sure it's full, and if it's down, just top it up by a bit more. So let's start the engine and let the oil get circulating around the whole engine. So guys, as you'll see here, I'm just letting the engine come up to temperature, make the oil work round, then we're going to shut it off, leave it for a minute, and let it cool down, then recheck the oil. So guys, so to anyone who thinks that this oil extractor don't work, I got exactly 6 litres of the old oil in here. Now as you'll see there, That's 6 litres right there inside that bottle. And I'll show you right here, the black oil inside there. Now, if you can't see it, what we'll do, I'll get that. And as you can see right in there, the oil was inside there. All the dirty oil, which is 1 litre inside here. We'll close that one up. And this is from the oil extractor that I poured all the oil into. Now, because I know we get the odd people that want to say it doesn't work and it doesn't drain the whole oil. And in there, we got right full up to the max of 5 litres of the old oil as well, which is what I do with the extractor. This is how it saves you time, because you just pour it back into the old containers and then you find refuge for it. Or like me, I have someone who comes and takes old oil and we use it for burners or for fires. They reuse this old oil, so you know it goes to good use anyway. So this is what I do with all my old oil all the time. I end up selling it because people end up using it. So there you go, guys. This is how you recycle oil, and this is how Shirt proves that the extractors do work, and people always tell me that they don't work and that they don't get the whole oil. Well, this did. So I just want to state, the last oil change, we put 6 litres in this car. This oil change, we put 6 litres in this car again. What come out of here? 6 litres, exactly. If you don't believe me, you can previously go and see my previous video regarding the oil change of this one. We filled it up with 6 litres only. This is how much has come out of it. The extractors do work. So I get a lot of people trying to tell me that they don't drain whole oil. You can't see the internals. Well, if it's a big bit, you ain't gonna know anyway. If something was seriously wrong, your engine will rattle in, you'll get a code. So realistically, you don't have to use it this car. This is the way I've always used it on these cars, the M57, M54, the whole time, all the time. And I believe the extractor is the best way to do these cars. But why put yourself on these cars if you don't have to? You guys see me, I'll do it on the M52. Not an issue for me. I don't mind doing it. But if you don't have to, don't put yourself at risk. You know, it just doesn't make sense. But there you go, guys. So what we're going to do is shut the engine off, and that's the job done. Okay, guys, so as you've just seen now, I've just changed the oil on the M54 engine. You've seen me use the Forte Advanced Motor Flush as well. And the results, you know, end up coming brilliant. The more you use it, and obviously you're meant to change your oil every 5,000, 7,000 miles. I change it at 6,000. If you use that all the time, your engine can become really, really clean. It's got very good chemicals in it that end up helping the engine and breaking down any deposits and sludge, which end up restoring full performance on the engine as well for the variable valve timing. We will be doing another video with another Forte product, which is going to be coming up after this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have proved a lot of people wrong that the oil extractor as well does work, and it does bring back the oil that actually goes in the engine without having to drain the sump. You do get the exact amount of oil back out. You know, it doesn't leave any kind of oil in there. A lot of people were doubting this when I first used it on a previous video and saying it didn't work and I should drain it from the sump. But in the end, I've proved everyone wrong about that. Also, you guys seeing as well, the M54 is not burning any kind of oil. It returned me the same oil as it gave out, which is absolutely brilliant considering the amount of miles I've already put on this car. So I'm very happy with all of it indeed. If you do want to buy anything that you've seen me use today in this video, please click the links below. It will all be in the link, so please click on them. And a lot of people can buy certain products in the US as well. The oil will be there, the oil filter, the tools I use, the socket, the extractor, and as well as the Forte. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. This is BMW Dr. Dina. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.